Hi, Bumblebee. Saw you come in. Hi, everyone. This is Shirley from Shirley's World. And I'm here to tell you that my eBay is still broken. Nothing, like zilch. But I did go on there and do quite a lot today. I didn't list. I had to get up in this heat and iron. I had to iron 4 things before I could put the last 4 things that I had gotten at the thrift store, uh, before I could put them on because they were linen. They were all linen things, and they were the most wrinkled. So I did that early this morning. I ironed the 4 things, and then later on, I took pictures and drafted them, but I did not put them on. Instead of doing that, I went on eBay and I hunted for the very oldest items that I've put on there. I mean, I know I have things that are on there 2 and 3 years ago, but it doesn't show that anymore. The oldest items that I can find, hi Diane, the oldest items when you look at the, you know, the first started or the whatever they call it. They used to show you there used to be a column that you would show you. It would go back 2 or 3 years, but that column is gone. And they just have hi undercover yard, say oh, hi. So they just show, like, so far it's just been, I think, 11 months and something, so like a year. And I'm wondering if you do sell similar and put things on new, it must wipe out that original listing date because I have no more that are 2 and 3 years old on there that's showing. I mean, they might be there, but it's not showing up that you can choose them in a group. So I found the ones that are the oldest that it's showing, which are 11 months. So all the ones that were 10 and 11 months old, I chose them and edited them in a group, and I just took 20% off of their price. When you go on there, because I'm not running a sale, I just have the coupons again this week. The prices it shows until you actually click on the item. The prices it's the biggest price, the price that I listed them at, thinking that I'm going to put them on sale. So many of these items are way higher than they should be. So I went on and I reduced one whole page almost probably 180 items in total. I reduced their price by 20%. Now I know the coupon is going now if they click on those items, which are my oldest items, and I want them gone, if they click on that, they're going to see a 20% off of that price too. So they're actually getting 40% because the 20% off coupon. So it was a way to get the price down a lot and do it quickly with the editing thing. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue on and keep reducing prices on old items. And I have 0 sales. this week on eBay. 0 sales, and I only have 2 sales on Poshmark. That's it. So eBay is like has turned me off. I don't know what's going on there, but it just is so strange. I mean, we've had summer slowdowns before. I can see if it slows down to, you're selling much less, but nothing. There's something, I don't know. Something's going on. I haven't been fired. They haven't taken my top rated seller away from me. And they haven't knocked me off of eBay. So I don't know what's going on. Uh, long time. Yes. We haven't seen you in a long time, Undercover. Start a new store with 10 items and see what happens. Yeah, I was thinking about that today. Um, I want to concentrate on YouTube a little bit also, and we'll see. Maybe it's the coupon and not having sales because my store is used to having sales on there. So maybe starting next Sunday or Monday, next Monday, I will put sales back on instead of the coupon and see what that does. See if that's the problem. It'll be interesting if that's it, because if the customer clicks on the item, it shows that the lower price when you use the coupon automatically goes in when the person buys the item. So I don't get it. Thrifty Nancy, hi. Instead of lowering prices, try increasing the percentage of promotions. I recently just increased from 3 to 5. I'm at 5% at the moment. Yeah. I could do that. I could go even higher. Uh, Up to 10%. It helps. So you've done that and it helped, huh? Well, that's another step I could take. Because this is pretty bad. Uh, I'm glad I don't actually need this money to live on, because that would be scary. Uh, as far as YouTube goes now, the other day I put I don't know if you saw this, I put a short on of the dog of Penny pointing something. Did you see that one? It's gotten the most views of anything I've ever put on. It's over 6,000 views. Of course, shorts get a lot more views than regular long videos because they're so quick to watch. Now the one already climbing too. I think Penny's the star. Penny's the star of my YouTube channel. At least the shorts. Ah, yeah. I was hunting for her papers from Embark. When I first got her and figured she wasn't totally an English pointer because of her big spots, and I sent for that Embark. We did the swab of her mouth, sent it in, and yeah, I got the results. And I was hunting for them today. I don't know if they just came by way of the computer or if you actually got paperwork. I can't remember. I'm going to have to ask Jolene because she's done it a few times to her dogs. Oh, yeah. She can earn her farmer's dinner. Yeah. Yeah, that is expensive. I'm really noticing now that I'm back to doing the budget because I want to do this video, and I'm back to doing June's budget, and I have to budget all that in there. And I just got a notification that they're going to be sending me another box at the end of this month. Yeah. And I'm not even giving her the full. This is a topper she's getting. So she gets, usually she would get a half of one of those bags, those tubes. They're like long bags. And she would get a half of the bag. Well, she just gets a fourth of the bag on top of her dry food. But yeah, she likes it. She's back to liking it. For a short time, she wasn't liking it very much. So she always liked the beef, but she didn't like the chicken and turkey, but now she's liking it all. So I don't know. Maybe she just didn't feel good those days that uh, I don't know. I don't know. Does anybody know anything about the columns of your inventory and how you can customize them, which I did. And then the oldest one, the oldest starting time. Does anybody notice that changed? Like it was like a year ago I noticed that. But now I can't find the really, really old things. I think they're there. I think they're just reading them as because my inventory number didn't change. I think they're just telling me they're under a year. Maybe I've done sell similar and given them a new number. Maybe I've gone through my whole inventory at one time or other. That's the only other thing I can think of. Uh, oh, today's my sister's birthday. I don't know if she's here. Happy birthday, Sue, if you're here. Uh, yeah. And I went out. I had to water my garden today because I was worried about it in this heat. It dries up so quick. Hi, Diane. Yes, happy birthday, Sue. Um, and especially the new plants, the flowers I just got at the garden center. They need to be watered in really good and not let them dry out. So I went out. It started to get cloudy, so I thought that was a good time to go out because the sun wasn't beating down. So I went out, and while I was out there sprinkling with the hose, it started raining. So I just stood there in the rain because it's hot, and yeah, it wasn't raining really hard. So it didn't rain for very long, not even enough to help my garden, really. But I got my stuff watered. Really, you should go out early, early in the morning. That's the best time to water, early in the morning. But I didn't do that. So it was, I don't know what time it was, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, but we've had some clouds off and on. They did have storms north of me, just quick ones. I think my daughter probably got rained on, but It's back to being sunny now. So you people be careful. I guess this heat is all over. It's not just here. It's the heat dome, they say. So this is dangerous type of heat, so be careful. Uh, then I think we got a warning yesterday that the air quality wasn't doing too hot either. So I don't know if that happens every time it gets really hot or not. Uh, yeah, if I start a new store with a new name, I wonder if I'll get people trying to, you know, how new sellers get people trying to take advantage of them. I wonder if that'll happen. Uh, that always happens with brand new sellers. So I just wanted to come on. Oh, I know what I was thinking today when I taking pictures, and I thought the next three items are my last items I have. And then it dawned on me, no, that's not my last items. I have that huge box, and I've only listed maybe 9 or 10 of the shorts. I have that huge box from Bryland Farm of shorts. They're not hanging right there. That's why I put them, I stretched them all out in a nice box, and they're right under my photography table in there. So I have all those yet. But I sort of just want to intersperse them. I learned my lesson the first three I listed. I listed three almost the same gray shorts. And then when I was drafting them, I got all mixed up, all mixed up. Yeah, so now I know to do like three different colors or three different sizes or something different, or just put them in amongst other things, so that you don't get all mixed up. But I get mixed up easily, so yeah. So I think tonight, um, I think it'll probably be too. I like to have it real light when I take the photos because I like to have light coming from two directions. And the light coming in the front window is one direction, and then I have the ring light coming from the other direction and gives a much better picture. If I take them at night, you only have the ring light and it casts too many shadows. So, yeah, I have to wait till daytime to do the rest of these things. But I have drafts right here to put on for tomorrow. So we'll see. I'm trying to stay home and not go any place during this heat wave. My two little air conditioners really keep this downstairs completely cool. And I thought it would be so hot upstairs last night, but by the time I waited till midnight to go to bed, and by the time I got up there, I had two fans going, and it wasn't bad at all. So hopefully it'll be the same tonight. But I have to go and turn on the fans probably right after I get done here. I'll go up and turn on the fans. Mary Myers. Hi, Mary. Have you been here before? I don't remember that name. Uh, well, I'm so glad you're here. Ah, you're new. Well, welcome. We have a nice little community here. Yeah, I'm so glad you're here. Ah, yeah, I'm trying to build my little YouTube channel and trying to build it up. I have these people help me get to my 1,000 subscribers and my watch hours. So I am monetized now, as maybe you'll notice with an ad or two coming in. Sorry about that. But yeah. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so you can join us. I'm on Tuesdays at 7:30 and Thursdays at 7:30. And then on Sundays, I am on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And the Sunday one is to show you what I sold all week on eBay and Poshmark and Mercari. However, things have been really, really slow. So uh, by the time Sunday comes, hopefully I'll have something to show you. If not, I'll be here anyway, but Tuesdays and Thursdays are sort of just chat time. If anybody has any questions or if we can think of a topic. I didn't come on with a very good list of topics tonight. I'm learning Canva, which is that little thumbnail that you saw. You can do all kinds of things with it. You can make your thumbnails. You can make ending um, trailers. You can make banners. You can make all. It's a real artsy type thing that you can do online, but it's really fun to mess around with. Yeah. I live, I don't know, Mary, if you've ever listened here, but this house is 170 years old. It's a century home. It's a nice old farmhouse. I live on 1 square acre. I have a dog, just one dog now. I usually had two. One dog, one cat, and 4 chickens. Now I also used to have horses, but I had horses up until, I don't know, 6, 8 months ago. And my one horse died a few years back of old age. And this last horse that was younger, I rehomed to somebody I know. It's a very nice life and a big farm. He has lots of room and lots of horse friends. Mm, yeah. So I have a little vegetable garden for myself. Uh, Trying to grow some food, some healthy food. I really enjoy gardening. And yeah, my chickens give me my eggs. And me, like everybody else, is trying to budget and buy groceries as cheap as they can because its inflation is hitting everybody. And grocery shopping is expensive now. I can't believe how the prices have changed just in a year. Used to have a garden. Yeah. Yeah, I love having gardens. I have flower gardens, not as many as I used to have, but the vegetable garden, I used to have huge vegetable gardens. Now My vegetable garden is only maybe 6 by 8 or 8 by 10, probably 8 by 10 out there. And it's surprising how much food I can grow in that little garden. Nadine King, hi. The rabbits or the squirrels are eating your flowers. Well, I saw the rabbit again out front, and I went out and checked, and my green bean plants are still there. And maybe they're getting big enough now that they won't take them out altogether. They're not touching the herb. They usually don't touch the herbs. I have an herb garden on one side of the little brick walk, and the vegetables are all on the other side. But I don't have many lettuces. I have chard, and I'm surprised that's still there. And spinach. They would eat that. The rabbits would eat that. What happens with the chipmunks? I have a million chipmunks. They burrow down. Uh, they can disrupt a plant. If you plant something, you can come out the next morning and the plant will be laying on its side, and there's a hole where the chipmunk dug up under it. I don't know what they're doing, what they're looking for under the plant. But you have to like reposition and replant the plant. Hopefully you see it right away. Uh, yeah. Yeah, it's a fight between the wildlife and me. Then I have a raccoon living in my garage, and that's where my chicken coop is. But my chicken coop takes up a quarter of the garage, and it's like Fort Knox. So they can't get into the chicken coop from in the garage. But then when I let them out during the day, hopefully the raccoon is sleeping. Yeah, there's that period of dusk when I don't have their pop door shut yet, where it's like I worry about them. But all these years, that's hasn't happened. Knock on wood. Ah, Mary also grew a rose bush. It was so beautiful. Yes. Do you live someplace you can plant now? I lost 3 rose bushes 2 winters ago. It must have been, yeah, but they're cute. They are cute. I lost 3 rose bushes 2 winters ago, so it must have been something about the winter. Uh, and I have not replanted rose bushes. No, you used to. Uh, oh, yeah. So you don't live anywhere you can have even a little garden. You can have gardens in pots. Um, I've seen people have quite a nice little garden in pots. You can buy those bags. I don't forget what they're called, growing bags or something like that. Um, they're black actual bags. You can get them in 10-gallon and 15-gallon, and you fill them with dirt, and you can plant right in there. There's certain tomato plants you can plant. You get the ones that you can plant in pots, and there's lots of things you can plant in those. Uh, yeah, you could make one just of herbs. It's fun to have growing things. Uh, yeah. have lavender. I had to go to the regular garden center to get it. I used to have beautiful lavender plants, but I don't know what happened to them. All of a sudden, they didn't come up the next year. I don't know. But I haven't had lavender for 2 years, but this year, in fact, just last week, I went to our big garden center and I bought 2 lavender plants. So hopefully I can get it really going again. They're nice ones, so, they're not huge. They're, I don't know, about this big. I love lavender. So I bought lavender and, rosemary. I couldn't find those 2 at the other stores. Yeah, I used to have big lavender plants and I used to dry it. I used to have a big herb garden and I would cut and dry them and hang them um, up to dry and I'd use the herbs, use the cooking herbs and there's some herbs that you can put in your chickens' nesting boxes to keep the mites and the bugs out. I would do that. They're perennial, yes. Lavender's a perennial. Yeah, which there's something I don't have yet. Tarragon. I don't have any tarragon yet. And what else? There was something else I was going to hunt for 'cause I still have room in my herb garden. I really like having my own herbs. My dill is already has its blossom on it that will turn into dill seed. It only has one blossom. It's not going to give me very much. But then my pickle cucumbers didn't grow either. So I like to make bread and butter pickles, but I need those little tiny cucumbers. And I planted them from seed and they didn't come up. So, yeah. Oh, lavender smells wonderful. Yes, it's very calming scent also. It's good for anxiety. Yes, it's a beautiful scent. Yeah, there's all kinds of things to be known about herbs. Growing herbs is a very ancient practice. And I have lots of herb books because I had a big herb garden around my antique shop when I used to have an antique shop. And I would read so much about herb. I knew a whole lot about herbs back then. I think I've forgotten at least half or more of what I knew, but I still have the books. Yeah. There was a cookie that I used to make and hand out at my antique store, like have on a plate for people to you could do that back then. And the cookies were called basil orange. They were orange and basil together. You wouldn't think that would be good, but it was. They were delicious. And they were these little cookies I would make. And I'm sure I still have the recipe somewhere. Uh, Penny needs lavender, right? Yeah, that's for sure. I have lavender spray, like oil spray. And I have sprayed it on, she sleeps in bed with me, so I spray it on her side of the bed, on her pillow. She sleeps just like a person with her head on the pillow. Wouldn't you know? Uh, Maybe I should make a little wreath of it and put it around on her collar, around her neck. Yeah. Yeah, I think the next thing I'm gonna buy besides some herbs, I want to replant my rose bushes. So I'm gonna get 3 rose bushes. I need one. I'd like to have one climbing rose again by my kitchen porch pole. I used to have one there that was beautiful. And then I had a knockout rose, which blooms all the time, which I like that in the corner out front. And then something else. I don't know. I'd like to have 3. Well, I'm glad we have some new people here. Nadine, I think you've been here before, haven't you? Have you been here before? Your name sounds familiar. But Mary has never been here, so welcome. Uh, but if anybody listening in or not talking, just listening, hasn't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button. And I will be back on Thursday and try to have a better topic or some topic. Yeah, we'll see how things are going by then. So I'm going to close for now. Thank you all for joining me. And I will see you then. Bye. Nadine's been here before. Yes, I thought you have. See you on Thursday. Bye.